Flexible dieting is a way of eating that allows you to be flexible in the food choices that you have while still allowing you to be able to accomplish your goals. In this video, I'm going to talk about the key points behind it, as well as what this means for you and what steps you can take to get started. Coming up. What's going on, guys? Newton Kwong here, helping you with long-term tips and strategies on how you can eat better and live healthier. All of the information in today's video is for educational purposes only. If you're seeking medical advice, then consult with your proper healthcare professional. One of the primary goals behind flexible dieting is to enhance our relationship with food. In many diets that you see today, they are overly restrictive and they can damage the way that we view food. We may look at food in a black and white manner where we think that some foods are bad and some foods are good. When in reality, there is no inherent moral value to food at all. In flexible dieting, this is one of the key proponents. No food is off limits. In order for us to evaluate if a food is getting us closer to our goal or getting us further away from our goal, we've got to consider the overall context of how our diet and lifestyle looks like. Someone who exercises 5 times a week, eats really healthy 80% of the time, if that person has pizza, then that pizza is not going to completely derail them in their health journey. On the other hand, if we've got someone who doesn't exercise at all and has a diet that's mostly comprised of takeout food, snacks, pizza, and burgers, then having that extra slice of pizza is going to detract them from making any meaningful progress. With flexible dieting, we want to pay attention more so to the overall diet rather than the single instances in which we have bad foods. This is great for us because it relieves the pressure off of us to eat perfectly all of the time and follow strict guidelines all of the time. And instead, we can have a little bit of leeway so that we can actually live our lives. What matters is that we're doing the things that are going to get us towards our goal most of the time rather than all of the time. Another key point with flexible dieting is to increase our nutrition education. In order for us to get to the goal that we want, we've got to know what it takes to get there, which means that we have to be familiar with the science of nutrition. What we want to do is aim to get a basic understanding behind energy balance, macronutrients, so that we can make proper evaluations of the foods that we are considering for our diet and know if it's going to meet the requirements in order for us to get to the goal in the first place. Having a basic knowledge of what calories are, what whole and processed foods are, what macronutrients and micronutrients are, it allows us to have an understanding of what choices we have when we select foods that we're eating. Plus, we get to understand what the consequences of those choices are. That way, we know how to navigate through this field of nutrition. With a better understanding of nutrition science, you get to make the best decisions that align towards your goals. I liken this to vocabulary and grammar and language. The more words that you know, the more ways that you can put words into sentences, the more flexible your language skills are going to be. When it comes to putting food together in a diet that helps you achieve the goals that you have, that's kind of the same thing. The more knowledge that you have, the more flexibility in the decision making that you have. The last point that I want to get into is that flexible dieting will either maintain or enhance your overall mental health while you're achieving your physical health. Very often, many people may sacrifice their own mental health in exchange to achieve their ideal body type. And unfortunately, that is not a long-term sustainable health strategy. Given the points that I mentioned earlier, flexible dieting is an empowering process and is not a debilitating one. Empowering yourself with nutrition science knowledge, as well as enhancing your overall relationship with food, is going to improve your life no matter what. If you found value out of this video so far, then please consider liking this video, subscribing to my channel for more tips just like these. And also let me know in the comments down below if you are already doing flexible dieting. If you are, then let me know why it is that you're doing it. All right, so let's get on with what all of this means for you. With all of the points that I've discussed so far, you can eat your favorite foods in the amounts that are going to be most advantageous to the goals that you have. Someone who has a goal of weight loss may not want to be eating so many high-calorie foods, while someone who is struggling to put on weight and wants to put on muscle may benefit from eating more foods that contain higher calories. All of your food choices and eating habits are relative to the overall goal that you have. Also know that you can make a poor choice without feeling bad about it. Chances are the 1 or 2 times that you've messed up on your diet, on your overall eating plan, is not going to overall get you off track by that much. And the beauty behind that is that you can still have a social life. You can plan for birthdays, you can plan for special events, weddings, whatever it may be, that's going to allow you to eat your favorite foods once in a while. With that being said, flexible dieting also means that you should be incorporating more nutritious foods. We want to be flexible on both ends of the spectrum when it comes to food. Not only do we want to be flexible with the amount of the foods that we enjoy, but we also want to be flexible in the amount of nutrient-dense foods that we incorporate in our diet as well. A very appropriate method and way to see our overall eating habits is using an 80-20 mindset. And that means that 80% of the time you're eating foods that are highly nutritious and highly nutrient dense, and then 20% of the time that you're eating, you're focusing in on enjoying life and eating the stuff that you really, really love. I love the 80-20 mentality because it puts focus on your overall diet rather than specific foods that you eat. And that's the way that we should be looking at our overall nutrition. We eat food in order to supply our body with what it needs, but we also eat food so that we can enjoy life. And this 80-20 mindset takes care of both those aspects. One thing that I want to mention about this is that we want to be accountable to ourselves that we're actually following that 80-20 split. It can be easy for us to think that we're doing 80-20, but in reality, we're doing more so 50-50 or 30-70. So we've got to make sure that we are actually following this mentality as the way that it was originally designed and intended to be. Something that you can do immediately after watching this video is to look up what it takes for you nutritionally to get to the goal that you want. And that's probably going to involve some type of research into what calories are, what whole foods are, what macronutrients and micronutrients are. And there are going to be videos on this channel that are going to explain those very concepts. We want to understand that knowledge is going to be potential power that's going to allow you to make more informed choices for yourself when you're out there putting together your own meals, creating your own health plan, creating your own nutrition plan, meal plans that are going to help you for the long run. Also look up the food choices that you have, because contrary to what people may see or believe, there's a wide variety of healthy foods that can also be prepared in a way that is tasty as well. So on top of that, also look up ways in how you can prepare food, cook food in ways that are going to be most beneficial to you. There's a lot to learn, but the more that you learn, the more flexible that you can be in the way that you eat. And that is the overall goal. If you like what you saw here, then check out the videos on the next screen, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.